Welcome to Social Media Meltdown for this week here on JustCoolEnough.com. I am the handsome Joe, and this is
and I am the wonderful and very smart Caitlin Shelby.
I was going to describe you as the handsome Caitlin Shelby.
Oh, okay, and I'll call you the very pretty and incredible.
The radiant Joe Cariotti.
Yes.
Okay, we got a huge show, like always, but this time it's super huge because we're talking about titans of social media. The fist pumping together. Pinterest versus Facebook. Throwdown.
I wish we had fancy graphics to show like their logos.
One day, yeah, we'll get a graphics guy. But until then, Facebook versus Pinterest showdown.
Nice.
That's all I could do. Okay, so yeah, I'm a one-trick pony. And so we got two giant titans of the industry that one is been cemented into our minds with Facebook, and we have the newcomer, the Pinterest. First of all, Caitlin, at Caitlin Shelby on Twitter, what is Pinterest? Describe it to me. I'm an alien. I just came down here, and what is Pinterest?
Do you use Pinterest? I'm just curious.
I don't use Pinterest, but I've been on Pinterest, especially for this episode.
Well, I would hope you at least did some kind of homework.
Okay, yeah.
But anyways, Pinterest is really an interesting social network. It's almost not social, but it's social sharing. So I guess it is, and there's commenting. But anyway, so basically the idea behind Pinterest, if you're an alien and you have literally no idea, Pinterest is, so I have an account, and I have all these pin boards, which are basically bulletin boards. And so if we go back to old school bulletin boards, if I like something, I'm going to pin it on my bulletin board. So I really like this picture. I'm going to take a thumbtack and pin it up so all my friends can see when they walk into my house or my office or whatever. So they basically took that idea online with Pinterest. So you have these digital pin boards, and you can pin anything you see on the internet. You can pin videos, you can pin pictures, graphics, anything really. And then you can categorize them, so I can have a home decor bulletin board or pin board, or a wedding planning, which is really big on Pinterest.
You know, that was actually...
I have a pin board called Caitlin Shelby, and like when you pin something, so you pin the graphic or you pin the video, and they're all click-throughs that take you back to the original place where it was hosted. So I have a pin board called Caitlin Shelby, and you can click on the different pictures that are really just the headlines of articles I've written, or these videos, or...
So how is this different than something like a Tumblr blog? What makes Pinterest different than Tumblr? Because Tumblr's like, it's not quite micro-blogging, but it's not quite full-on blogging, but it can be, but... I mean, is Pinterest like the Twitter for images? Because I've seen that comparison.
It's just the visual. So yeah, it's like, if I had to describe it to one, I wouldn't pick Tumblr. Because Tumblr is still really content or context heavy. So yeah, it'd be like Twitter, but with only visual images. So either stills or video.
Now, one thing that, there's a couple of major things that happened that kind of sparked this. Pinterest's interest has been grown over the course of the year here. I would say almost at an alarming rate. I mean, apparently Pinterest is still in beta. You can't actually just go in and sign up for it yet.
No.
You have to be invited. So you could go to the site right now and you can request an invite, but you just can't log in and be like, oh, I'm a pinner now, or whatever the hell it's...
The easiest way is just to find one of your friends, because you can invite friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I requested an invite on Pinterest like a while ago, and I don't know if it's because I've now have an account, but I waited like 2 weeks and I never got an invite. And then, but this was like way back in the day.
Back, 2 months ago.
So I found one of my friends had one, and they're like, oh yeah, we can invite people. So I got an invite via a friend, which goes a lot faster than requesting an invite.
Yeah, who knows?
But I don't know if it's still like that now.
Well, I don't know. I just requested an invite earlier this week. I still didn't see one in my inbox. But I don't think does it limit me for me being an outsider? What do I lose by not being part of this beta? apparently.
So if you're not like an official user, you don't have an account, you can't actually pin anything. So you can just browse other people's pins.
Okay.
So you can still like search them by subject type, and you can still like search like keywords that are in like the tags or the captions under the images. So you can still do a lot, but you can't actually customize your own. You can't make comments, or you can't like people's pins, or
so they limit you. So there is
so it's no longer social. If you're not a user, it's not social.
Okay. Well, then what about something like so? There's a whole lot of press that Pinterest has been getting because it's been growing so fast, and I think that's something we need to cover. This is why, there's a couple of different reasons why we think Pinterest
The traffic rose 50% from January to February this year.
50% in 1 month. Okay.
The traffic, just
okay.
1 month.
But percentages only are so impressive when you could say like, okay, our show's traffic has grown. 50%, Just Cool Enough's popularity has grown, 4,000%.
It had 21.5 million visits, and it grew or rose 50% in the next month.
50%?
Yes. So that's another
10 mil plus.
Million.
So that's impressive, but I think the more impressive stat here is that it's a huge network already. Look at the amount of people that use this, and it's still just kind of in its infancy here.
Mm-hmm.
It's even bigger than some social networks from some other big names like Google.
Google Plus is bigger than.
There are more people pinning on Pinterest, thinking things are Pinteresting, than using Google Plus and plussing one. Nobody's plussing one. Everybody's pinning.
Exactly. The funny thing is, Larry Page obviously got really, really upset when this study
Larry Page
came
is
out,
the dude
that
that owns the Googles.
Yes, the Googles. The Google man himself, the one who decided how Google will work, Larry Page, was really upset that this company came out saying it was who is it? Experian did the report and mined all the data and all that crap. So anyways, Larry Page he said that there's no way that Pinterest has more active users because Google has 100 million active users. But the strange part is that Google Plus counts an active user for people who are logged in to their Gmail account that are Googling things.
Yeah, okay, so,
but they don't actually have to be going into Google Plus to be an active user according to their trafficking. So, although Larry Page believes they have 100 million active users, making them the most used social network, according to anyone who matters in the reporting world, they say they're still in fourth place, so it sucks to be Google.
Yeah, like, that's just such a cheap way to do it. It's like, yeah, we got a social network, and we just roped it into our search. But that was part of the reasons that they made their terms of service so enveloping. That's what it is. So, like, they make they changed their terms of service a month or two ago, and then all of a sudden they have this many active members because when you're logged into your Google account, you're logged into your YouTube, you're logged into your Google Plus, you're logged into your Google Reader, you're logged into your Docs, your Blogger, your everything. Hell, I didn't even know I was loading pictures on the internet. I was, oh, that was close. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you don't. I mean, and even stuff that, like, I got a new phone, turned on Google Plus, and then all of a sudden my stuff's being uploaded to Google Plus. And it's not super easy to turn off the sharing in it, but I think when
I ended up getting rid of Google Plus on my phone because I kept accidentally uploading photos.
Yeah, you
I kept thinking I took care of the problem, and then it would do it again, and finally I just gave up, and then deleted the app.
They don't really understand the whole privacy thing. Like, I'm not huge on protecting privacy, but if I take a picture, like, maybe I don't want everybody on the internet to see this picture that I'm keeping for me.
Exactly.
Like, right?
Google just wants your nudes, Joe.
That's exactly it. I'm trying to run a business here. That if I just give away all my content, nobody's going to pay to see my pics.
Exactly.
Anyway, completely off topic. A big reason why I think Pinterest is going to be bigger than Facebook.
Oh, you think it will?
I do. I do think it will be bigger than Facebook. Eventually, maybe not user base, but I think it'll be worth more than Facebook, because the way you consume Pinterest is much different than the way you consume Facebook. Facebook, you're going to go in and you have you know what you're going to be expecting. You're expecting status updates, pictures of friends, this and that. It's not so much exploring; it's more of you're receiving content. It's kind of like a TV. You know, it's less interneting and more just being a consumer. I think something like Pinterest, where people get a little bit more exploratory with things, it's almost like a Wikipedia full of images. It's like
it kind of is. That's a good way to explain it.
Yeah, and what's good about Pinterest, and what's going to make Pinterest very profitable, there's no advertising in it right now, but look at how powerful it is. If you go to the Pinterest main page, or you start pinning and you start scrolling and stuff, it's very easy for an advertiser to just throw in an ad without making it very obvious. And you can legitimately like and look at an ad without blocking it out. Where in Facebook or in any website or any spot on the internet, you can automatically tune out those ads, and ads are becoming less and less effective. Pinterest offers up prime real estate all over the page at a continual flow. It's a waterfall of content, and maybe the ad is something that'll interest you, but if it was on a different site, you wouldn't even look twice at it, because that's where the ads go. It's a banner ad, it's a page ad, it's a tower ad. No, here in Pinterest, you're just scrolling and there's a picture, and you're like, holy crap, I love the way these chocolate birthday better than sex cake looks. I'm going to click on it, and all of a sudden I go over to the craft food site, and it's linked me to the recipe, and then all of a sudden I'm making that night. I just think that this is so powerful as a marketing medium that I just Facebook.
It really is.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, they're just not set up for these kind of. I mean, this is, I think, second to none as far as serving up ads and ad space for people on a silver platter. And I think that's the biggest single factor. And then plus they brought on the dude that actually monetized Facebook. I forget his name. Do you remember his name, Caitlin?
His name is Tim Kendall.
Tim Kendall.
Formerly of Facebook.
Yeah, he's the dude that made Facebook profitable, basically. He's the guy who came up with the way Facebook makes its ads.
He worked at Facebook from 2006 to 2010, where he was the director of
monetization.
Yes, that works.
Yeah, he's the guy who makes the money, and now they hired him on Pinterest for this beautiful display of pictures and everything. You're going to be able to sneak ads right in there, and I think this is just going to be the billboard and the heartbeat of the internet. And I don't think there's going to be any stopping something like this. And when it goes straight video, and you can't tell a video away from a picture or an audio clip, it's just going to be nuts. So that's what my thinking is on this. There's just no way. There's no way to filter ads out. So everything is prime real estate.
The click-throughs are what makes this genius, is because, and like you said, you think you're looking at this really cool ad, or you think you're looking at this really cool picture that interests you, and you click it to maybe see the source, maybe see the photographer, see something that interests you, and now all of a sudden you're on a product site. And the thing is, let me check real quick. Let me tell you where I'm going with this first. So I have, a lot of followers on Twitter. I don't know how many. How many do I have, Joe?
I don't know, 7,000.
I have like 650, which isn't a lot.
That's like 100 more than me.
So every time I post a blog entry, I post on Twitter, I post it on LinkedIn, where I have, I think, 200 connections. I post it on Google Plus, where Google lives. So I get all the Googlers. And I post it on my Facebook, and I think that's it. Did I cover them all? I think so.
Yes, you did.
Then I make a really cool graphic. I always pick an interesting picture that has to do with the topic. So I'm doing a guest series on a different blog about finding a job using the internet. So I found this really cool picture, and I added some text, like how to use LinkedIn to find a job, and then I put at Caitlin Shelby at the bottom. So then I used that on Pinterest, and I have the click-through link take you to my blog, or that blog article. And I'm doing this with everything I write now. I do this with. Within the last 2 or 3 weeks, 80% of my blog traffic is now coming from Pinterest.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what I was going to look. I was going to see how many friends or people that follow me. I have 45 followers on Pinterest. That's nothing. That's nothing. I have no friends.
You have roughly 650 followers on Twitter.
Yeah.
But Pinterest makes it so easy. And the other thing that's really cool about Pinterest is there's a utility to it. There is a reason to use Pinterest. I was actually, and this, I didn't even realize, this is what actually sparked my idea with the topic. I'm sitting there working on somebody's network, and I was at a, what are the places you go after a wedding reception, like one of those big get-together places.
Did they plan their party on Pinterest?
They did. They said, they gave out their Pinterest links, and all the bridesmaids got together and were pinning things, and I'm sitting there clicking away on the computer, but listening to this, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. There's so much utility to that. And it's that visual stimulation that you're not going to get out of a Google Doc, that you're not going to get out of any sort of doc, and you instantly are sharing media and content with people, and this media and content, like I said, can be ads this whole time. You're right. I just love the thing. It's you're scrolling through the page, you're looking for you're hungry, you want dinner, and all of a sudden you stumble over something, and you're like, oh, okay, simple ingredients to make taco soup, and then bam, you're out at the store buying these. This just happened to me while I was on the show.
I was gonna say, it sounds like you found a recipe for dinner.
Yeah, totally. And I'm just it's just it doesn't take all your processing power in your head. It's very. You could do things very nonchalant. You could just be scrolling and find something you like. I just think that this is just the most powerful thing ever. And I don't know if it's going to be when this thing goes public, I could see it. If they play it right, this is just going to be ridiculous.
It's kind of...
I
don't believe it'll be bigger than Facebook. However,
okay, that's very lofty for someone to say that, but I can't. It has so much potential.
And that's I don't see Facebook going anywhere, and I don't see Twitter going anywhere because they both provide a service that the other one can't.
That's very true.
So Foursquare is basically dead as far as I'm concerned, because now both Twitter and Facebook can do what it can't.
And Google.
And Google. That's not even the top 3, Joe, so
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Is Google the new Microsoft?
It is. I'm sorry.
That'll be next week's episode.
So anyways, I don't believe, without having to do drastic architecture changes to these social networks, Facebook and Twitter, there's no way that they can morph themselves to be like Pinterest.
Yeah.
They don't, that's not the basis for these, and it's such a big function that there really is no way that either Facebook could take over and have the equivalent to Pinterest, so that Pinterest basically goes, bellies up before it ever goes public. And in Twitter, that's not Twitter's MO. They just want 150 characters of text, and you can put a little picture in if you want, and that's it. And they don't want to change, and that's why people like Twitter, because it doesn't change, and it's just the same, and everyone likes it, and it's good. So I can see Pinterest staying around in the top 3 of being just a staple of our everyday lives, because it offers a different. It offers something different to the user that they can't get anywhere else, and it doesn't make sense to get it anywhere else.
Well, how tough would it be to go into like a Pinterest mode, if you will, on like you're in Facebook and you're just like image only. There's a button that's image only, and all of a sudden, everything that is in your news feed turns to images, and you just scroll.
If they did it, they would probably lose a lot of. I don't know, because they don't make companies pay. Because I was thinking like LinkedIn companies have to pay for a profile, and so you really only post, companies really only post text, so you're losing a lot of company business, but Facebook doesn't function that way. So
I mean, I'm just looking out for how would Facebook compete, because Facebook's really good at buying things or emulating things. You know, I mean, you have to be if you want to be as
but
big.
If you went image only on Facebook, if that was an option, I think you're still. Facebook is basically text heavy.
Mm-hmm.
As much as they have photo albums and all that crap, it's most of what gets posted is really just all text. There's pictures, but I mean the locations and the status updates, and I mean they have a equivalent to Google Docs, and all the communities with the groups that are all text, and their IM function. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I could see them doing it just out of spite, because that's kind of what Facebook does. You think you're better than
it doesn't
us?
even have to be
Us.
That's what I say. Yeah, it doesn't even have to be a good application. It could just be there. Like honestly, Facebook Messenger, until recently, it really, really sucked. And it's still not even that good, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's plenty of other better messaging clients out there, but nobody does that anymore because it's not convenient. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be
Facebook
there.
Messenger, and I rather, because I have a Mac, and most of my friends still have Mac, so we still use iChat or iMessage.
Yeah.
And I rather use that, but no one else uses AOL Instant Messenger anymore, so if I'm not talking to someone with a Mac, I got to talk to them on Facebook chat.
Mm-hmm. Well, and yeah, it's like, okay, you know, there's a Messenger application on my phone now to go with my text message application that's just for Facebook, and it's just for staying, you know, live on these Facebook messages, which have turned into chat rooms, and I mean, like, they do a really good job at making things not perfect, but well enough where you don't have to go to that other place. So, can Pinterest, I mean, with this kind of momentum, can Pinterest take down Facebook? No, because they're not competing. It's two different parts of the market, and it's two different. It's forming two different. I mean, they're two different segments. But I think Facebook can easily move into that segment, and that's really who you have to watch out for. I mean, if you're a young budding company. But maybe if
Unless that's what you're going after.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's a business model now. To make a feature that gets picked up by a bigger network and then you get paid, like, it's like winning the lottery, you know? You put in a little bit more work, but...
And I don't... This is probably a whole different show altogether, and I don't really understand how it all works, but I have T-Mobile, so I kind of read up on it. But does Facebook almost have a monopoly over the social media? Like... Can they keep buying up everyone?
Are we going to have the government split up Facebook?
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there to get people's minds moving.
I don't know, yeah. That would be good to talk. We should write that down.
Anytime anything gets close to them, they buy them. But I would think that's having a monopoly over an industry. I don't really understand how that all works fully.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, kind of bring it back to the Pinterest topic, though.
Yes.
I didn't really understand Pinterest or why Pinterest was growing as much as I did.
Do you want to know why I think Pinterest grew as much as it did?
Please, yeah.
Okay, so the biggest growing market right now on social media is, like, our parents. It's the baby boomers that don't have anything better to do. Sorry, Mom. But, and they love Pinterest, because the biggest topics on Pinterest are home decor, recipes, and wedding planning.
It's like
So even though they're not planning weddings, they love to look at it, and they love to cook, and they like to redo their house. So I think that's one of the biggest fuel. My mom was on Pinterest before I was.
Really?
Yes. Everyone in my office, it's all they talk about. And do you see on Pinterest? I made this recipe. I got it on Pinterest. My manager is making a new kitchen bench seating area in her kitchen. So she hired a contractor and then gave him the link to her pin board where she had pinned 400 kitchen benches that she liked and showed them which ones she liked the best.
It's just such a cool way to share. I mean, it's better than an email. It's a growing list you can edit and people can comment on. It makes so much sense, and it's not just a site, it's a tool, and it is an experience that you can't generate anywhere else at this moment. So if I was Facebook, I would be working hard to emulate this somehow.
Or just buy them.
Honestly, not worth the work. They do it great. They got a good brand. They got good branding right now. Buy them.
Yeah. Just leave them like they left Instagram.
100.
Buy it and then just let it do its own thing.
Well, we got it. Do we have anything else? I'm trying to see. I think we beat the crap out of Pinterest.
I think we did.
I think we did a great job. I wonder if anybody has any questions for us. Questions? You can send them in to socialmediameltdown@justcoolenough.com. We do read every email. We just need to get some good ones here. So socialmediameltdown@justcoolenough.com is where you send the emails.
Yes. And did you look today? 'Cause I'm sorry, I had not looked.
I am looking.
So I guess if there's anyone listening or watching, I will check to see if anyone has a question.
That is right. We do the show live streaming here at 7 Eastern.
Yes, on Tuesdays, every Tuesday.
We
always have an awesome new topic. We do a half-hour show. You can learn all about it at justcoolenough.com. So if you haven't been there, you can go there and you'll see on Tuesday, usually Tuesday mornings, I post a nice little summary of what we're going to be talking about with the link to where you can watch live. So check it out. If you're watching this recorded next week, check us out live.
Yeah, that's right. And you can always follow myself on Twitter at Speedia40. Or
Interesting though, but you can follow me, Caitlin Shelby, and I am more than entertaining and interesting.
She is really. I mean, like, I stopped tweeting. I just started reading Caitlin's tweets.
You just retweet all my tweets. The thing is you don't even tweet that much, yet your cloud score is really high, and it upsets me.
I have social media, like, I have legacy social media power.
I don't know what's going on over there, but every time on
I haven't logged into
Cloud, it was like you're friends with the highest scores, and you're always up there.
Well, I get around.
I guess you have to be interesting a little bit, then.
Well, I mean, think of it like this. I have to be super interesting because I'm not a pretty girl.
That's true.
That's true, right? We just talked about this in this week's Just Cool Enough. Anyway, my review of the Ting product is coming up this week. I actually had to.
Can you give us a little sneak peek? How was it? Is it good? Is it bad?
I like the service. I hate my phone, and well, it led to a little bit of confrontation. I had to get on the phone with them and see what they can do for me. So we'll see. To be continued. To be determined of how well they take care of me. So, but you'll have to just wait and see the video because I'm still producing it.
Okay.
It's an active story right now.
And the video will be on...
It'll be on justcoolenough.com. You should look for it on my Twitter feed because I'll be blabbing about that, but I'll share it everywhere. It'll be on the Just Cool Enough YouTube channel also.
Okay. I will look for it.
You should.
I watch all the Just Cool Enough videos. They're good.
I at least, I thumbs up. I'm like, oh, Eric, you made a video? Good. Like, hope this is doing great stuff for my social media score.
Probably.
Oh no,
I've been winning my stuff on Google Plus to hope it raises my score.
Does
I don't
Google
think it
Plus
works
do
that way.
anything? Like, really, I can't really find too many times where Google Plus has helped me. My cloud score fell from like 52 to 48.
Oh, 48, really?
Yeah, I'm at 48.
I'm at 48,
right now.
so now we're even.
Oh, son of a gun! Actually, it says Scott Hardy is at 49. Anyway, but thanks for listening in and watching, everybody. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Send us your emails. Let us know what you want us to talk about and analyze and beat into a bloody pulp of social media.
And leave, like, comment, discuss with each other, fight. Tell us we're wrong and we're stupid, or tell us we're awesome and the best, smartest people you've ever met in your life.
You could do both.
You can do both in the same sentence.